In 2015, when a desperate President Obama decided to implement a deal with Iran in the face of fierce Republican opposition Congress, and even some Democratic defections, he was taking a gamble. Thinking was, either a pro-Iran deal Democrat wins the presidency in 2016 and keeps it in place, or the deal becomes so entrenched that even a Republican president wouldn't have the guts to pull out. The $15 billion rescission package the White House released Tuesday is the largest request an administration has made with this power, reviving a tool that has been used to great effect throughout our modern history. While both Republican and Democratic presidents have used this authority, the last two administrations failed to do so. Against this backdrop, it is perhaps not surprising that President Trump's efforts are already meeting resistance from those who believe the executive branch should use its power to expand, rather than shrink, the size of government. Forget message testing. Tune out pollsters, analysts, and politicos. Ignore ideology. The only thing that matters in West Virginia on election night, the thing that's robbed Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, our Kentucky, of so much sleep, is a new application of the Rep. Thomas Massey theorem of Republican primaries. Senate Democrats are promising to battle Republicans by being relentless on who exactly is to blame for Obamacare price increases ahead of November's midterm elections. Less than 24 hours before polls opened in the Indiana Senate primary, Rep. Luke Messer pulled out the big guns. More specifically, the Indiana Republican and his family adopted a little West Highland Terrier. Now they are hitting the campaign trail with a little fur ball in tow, and it is absolutely adorable. Candidates in tough races across the country, in an attempt to fend off Republican attack ads, have increasingly pledged to vote against Pelosi for Speaker if Democrats retake the majority. In November 2017, House Minority Leader Representative Nancy Pelosi, D. Califf, went to bat for disgraced former Rep. John Conyers, D. Mich, describing the embattled alleged sexual predator as an icon. More than 6 months into a new Hollywood film is taking Orthodox Judaism to task for its stance on homosexuality, making it the rare piece of entertainment directly critiquing the Jewish religion. I was rather shocked last night to learn in the middle of watching the Cubs' victory that New York Attorney General Eric Schneiderman, one of the most obviously ambitious leftist politicians I've seen in years, is resigning today at the first hint of accusations of sexual abuse. With some polls showing that illegal immigration and the violence of Hispanic gangs like MS-13 topping issues voters care about, many Republican House candidates are calling for action at the border, and one Tennessee candidate even went to the border to film his support for President Trump's wall. As Democrats accuse Republicans of trafficking misinformation, their own House campaign arm is spreading it. President Trump will announce his decision on the Iran nuclear deal on Tuesday at 2 p.m. While there is speculation that he might walk away from the Iran deal, and he might, the deadline on his desk is not whether or not to scrap the deal but rather whether or not to refuse to issue a waiver on banking sanctions that the Obama administration had lifted to entice Iran into the deal. House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi, D. Califf, said Tuesday that it is accurate to say she wants to roll back the Republican tax law. Near the end of The Great Revolt, a newly released book of Trump country written by Selena Zito, a Washington Examiner columnist, and Brad Todd, the authors quote from Charles Murray's prescient 2012 book on rising class divisions, Coming Apart. On Monday, New York Attorney General Eric Schneiderman announced he would be resigning from his position after 4 women alleged they were physically abused by him in a bombshell report from The New Yorker.